Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Great, appreciate you tuning in here. So today we are going to be doing a try-purpose video. I was recently contacted by someone who watches my channel who's having some issues with a coyote. It's coming around the property, kind of harass them and their livestock and whatnot. And recently got brazen and took out one of their chickens. And they said, yeah, that's not going to fly. So they asked me to come help them out. I normally hunt with 22, but we do have a 30 cal rifle. I usually use the Umarex Gauntlet 2, use the Umarex Nodos in 22, but we have the Gauntlet 30 cal rifle. And I think this is gonna be more than enough to be able to take out a coyote. But that's not the only reason why we're doing this video today. I wanna make sure that this rifle can either handle slugs or pellets, because I really don't know. I want to shoot it at 50 yards, see what it can do. But at the same time, I have one other thing that I want to test. I have recently been making 3D printed moderators. Now, 3D printed moderator is just for air rifles. It is not for firearms. So it's only supposed to be used for the PCP world. But it's supposed to be for 22 and 25 caliber. Now, it's kind of on the thin side of a 30 cal, so I kind of haul it out just a little bit just to see if I can do this. So we're going to test to see if the 3D printed moderator that I have can make it for the 30 cal, because that rifle is really loud. It is not like the 22 where, yeah, okay, whatever, doesn't sound too much, but this thing has got some thunder in its belly, and I want to see if I can get that reduced. So that's what today's video is going to be about. Hang on to your seats, we're in for a ride. All right, so we're going to be testing out four different rounds. So we have the JTS, we have the JSB, Javelin, and Zans. So the JTS and the GSB are going to be our pellets, and then we have the Javelin Gen 2 and Zan projectiles. These are 46, 50. I think these were like 52. These are 52 grains. And these are, I believe, around 68 grains, something like that. Yeah, 68 grains. So we're going to go ahead and see if it likes either weights or if it just likes slugs or if it doesn't. So this weird looking copper pink thing that you see here, this is the moderator that I made. This is the 2.2A version of this. There is a 2.2B that I actually gave out to a good friend of mine, but I haven't 3D printed the new one of the newest version of this. So if you want to watch the video of how I made this, or basically the inside guts of this thing, I'll go ahead and put it up in the link up here. But otherwise, we're gonna see if this thing works or if it's gonna blow. So let's get to it. Start off the test. I'm going to be using the Diablos. We're going to be using the second column, first row. I mean, it would kind of help if I actually started recording, but yeah, it's going to suck loading this by hand. So, as you're probably telling right now, you can see how high the sound is. I'm about 1.5 feet away from the end of the barrel, and this thing just cracks like thunder. I'm gonna do 2 more shots. And so far, I'm having no problems putting the pellets in, whether by hand or inserting them into the chamber. So it seems to be enjoying this, and it is drilling a hole right over there. We are probably about 47 yards more or less. I would like to be at 50, but don't exactly have that space in the current spot that I am. So yeah, JSB seems to be doing okay. Again, this test has actually been done without the moderator, which is why it's so loud. We will then go ahead and put on the moderator. So we're going to do first column, first row, and this is with the JTS. Now the reason for this test is because I kind of want to see, also, like I said, whether it likes pellets or not, but to kind of get an idea to see at 50 yards if it's going to make a difference with those pellet weights. Because I know when I've been shooting with certain pellet guns, some like 15 grains better than 13 or 12 grains, but at the same time I've had some where it just likes shooting 18 grains, but also it depends on the brand, which is why we're trying to use different brands for this particular test. And this pellet will not go in. JTS seems to be loading in just fine, and it is dialed in at 50 yards, dude. Do one more shot here, and we'll go ahead and move on to the slugs. Dude, that is... holy cow, that is a beautiful group right there. Alright, so we're moving on to the slugs. We're going to be using the Patriot 52 grains. I've shot slugs out of this thing before, but that was only with the Zans. And I had to use quite a bit of force just to get it into the chamber. But this Patriot seems to actually go, or the Javelin Patriot seems to be going in no problem here, so kind of hopeful. So we're going to go for that third row, or third column, first row. Wow, that dropped 2 mils. Good heavens. I mean, it's not like the Diablo ones were any heavier. It's only like 2 grains heavier, but to account for 2 mils of drop? Jeez. Alright, maybe it's just that first one. We'll see. Oh, no, I'm looking at a different target. So we are actually there on the right-hand edge of the target. Okay, that is a lot better. Man, I was getting scared for a second. Jeez. I was trying to sight it in earlier just to kind of get a general ballpark to see where these things were going. I mean, it seems to be walking itself back in, but it's not as doing great as the pellets were. But hey, I'm not really complaining. Pellets are cheaper. Slugs are a lot more ballistic coefficient. It's doing a decent little group there. Can't complain about that. But if I was wanting to be extremely precise here at 50 yards, yeah, I'd probably definitely want a better group, but that's still close to about an inch. I don't know where that one went. Oh, looks like it doubled up on my second shot. Cool, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the Zans. Okay, remember these are the Zan slugs. They are 68 grain projectiles. Oh, yep. This thing does not like Zans for the 68 grains. Oh. Alright, we're gonna go for the first row, fourth column. And that one, I think we dropped about 1.5 mils. Man, these things are just tight fitted. It says that it's 30 grain, or 30 cal. I'm really not wanting to shove this in here, but jeez, it doesn't want to go in. Alright, well, I think this is the last shot here with the Zans, because this thing is not wanting to cooperate with it. But it is shooting consistently about 1.75 mils. So that'll end that particular test here for the Zans. Let's see, we'll probably just need to move on to maybe a smaller weight for them. Alright, there she is. This barrel is actually threaded, so I can just attach it directly onto it without having to do any kind of special adapters. So this is available pretty much for any kind of air gun that has the normal, I can't remember what it is. I'll put what it is right here, exactly what the threading is, because I can't remember off the top of my mind. but it'll fit pretty much any air rifle that has a threaded barrel on the end of it, except for the Gauntlet 2. That one doesn't have anything that this can attach to, at least as it is. But I'm hoping to work on something so that way people can adapt their Gauntlet 2 for this particular moderator. Okay, first up is the JTS. So we're going to be going in that first column, second row. Dude, and I think it changed the trajectory. Dude, that was wicked quiet. Holy crap. Yeah, it's definitely shooting a lot higher. But the crack is gone. And these JTSs are just drilling a hole. So I don't know. We'll find out. See if Moderator does make a difference in regards to accuracy too. This is all very intriguing. Alright, I think this is my last one for this. Then my hand isn't too bad. That's a decent sized group. I like it. Alright, now we're going to go on to the JSBs. Again, these are going to be 50 grains. The other ones were 45 grains. So not too much of a difference. Okay. Was that a hole over hole or did I just go up high? Can't tell. The heck? Dude, I think that this thing actually enjoys the moderator, because it didn't do too well that first test. Okay, maybe I'm shooting a tad high, but before it was shooting pretty center, but now it has gone up about half a mil or a mil. So it seems like it is actually improving on its bullet drop. So I could actually probably shoot out a little further than what I normally would. And I am drilling a hole there at a mil higher than I was originally. Interesting. Alright, time for the javelins. Okay, we're gonna do that third column. Actually, yeah, we'll do the third column, third row. Okay, so we hit a mil high. What the fetch is going on? Yeah, so if you wanted to know if moderators do make a difference in regards to the audibles, yes, 100% does. But it also is looking like it is compensating for bullet drop. That was something that I've wanted to test out before too, but I didn't even try until now. Dude, that is improvement. Because before it only was half a mil high, now it's a whole mil higher than it was originally shooting. That's not too bad of a group too. So it looks like it is improving the grouping and it's improving the bullet coefficiency. Now I did notice with the 2.2B when I did the test on the 22 that it did have about a 5 decimal difference in sound absorption, but this is doing just as well. So I think, what do we want to think? I kind of like all those groups there too. Although for the JSB, it didn't. I probably pulled that one. But yeah, that actually went up almost 1.5 mil for the heavier weights. Interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think? Interesting. I like it. Through a scope lens can only really do so much to see exactly how well these groups are. So we're gonna go ahead and look at this here in person. All right, so here we are. So this is our JTS. So my little digit right here is about 1 inch. So we were getting about 1 inch group right there. From here to there, about 1 inch group too. Here we're getting almost 1.5 inches or so. Here we're getting close to 1 inch, but that could have just been me. So up here we were using the javelins. We probably had about 1 inch spread more or less on that one. Not really counting for that flyer. So yeah, so this one looks like we probably had about the same kind of grouping. But man, I was kind of disappointed with the Zans that it just didn't want to fit in the barrel for that particular weight. I'll probably have to try some off camera to see, because I really don't want to break my barrel or the bolt trying to put the rounds in. But I have shot other rounds with it. I can't remember what the weight is. I think it was also around 60s, and I was just struggling to get those in. Now I've shot Zans with the 22. Beautiful, works perfect, no problems with whatsoever. It's just with the 30 cal, it just doesn't, the Gauntlet doesn't like it. So decisions. But yeah, I think I might go with the JSBs for this one, just because they are a little bit heavier. The group was a little bit tighter, so we'll probably have to go with that and shooting the coyote. Now, I have not checked out the sound for this moderator, but I had absolutely no problems with it. It doesn't seem like there was any kind of clipping, so it seems like the pass-through was perfect enough. I'd say that is all a win-win-win. So let's go get ourselves a coyote. You know, before, let's see, I was shooting about 1 mil high. Now I'm shooting again. Now I'm shooting about 1.5 mil, and it's singing. Like it's making a high-pitched whistle. Well, I found out why it was whistling. Good heavens. So, that whistling freaking blasting this off. It looks cool, but I wonder why it was starting to whistle. So, yeah, so it looks like this thing is not rated for 30 cal. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it looks like it's only going to be good for 22 and 25. Oh, heavens. I wondered why it was starting to sing, because it didn't start doing that until after I started shooting the Nelson's ammo. Oh, dear. I'm about 25 yards out. And from here, I don't see any kind of clipping or anything like that. I mean, I think it was just bad interior wall print. There's a possibility that it could have clipped, but it's a solid build. So it probably was just that particular layer where it just simply snapped, because I don't see any kind of clipping there, and I didn't see anything on the other end. But yeah, went about 20 yards. Jeez. Well, 25 cal is the max. Now, it was probably just my layering job, but you can kind of see where those little print lines are at. That looks like that's probably what happened here, is that it burst at one of those seams there and just split from the pressure. Well, maybe I'll have to make some relief holes in the front or something like that to help reduce that kind of impact. But hey, 22A did pretty decent. All right, so I did have one last thing that I did forget to mention in the beginning of this video. I brought a special little guest. A non-3D printed moderator. That way we can actually take this, hit it up against a 3D printed one. For those that are very doubtful about 3D printed products, we're gonna see how well this thing works. Now, I put this up against the exact same model, but it was the 160S in 25 caliber on a 22 caliber Gauntlet. So the Gauntlet 2. Anyways, those results were extremely similar. So I'm gonna guess that this is gonna be pretty much the same, but this thing is the exact same size as the one that I broke. Again, bad printing on my part, nothing to do with the product itself. This is the first time I've had one out of all the prints that I've made for it to break, so. Anyways, let's go ahead and see how well this does. All right, one more shot. And then we'll go suppressed. Excellent. All right, we're gonna go for the third row, third column. Away. I can actually go for the fourth row. Max of 101. It dropped it 10 decibels.
That was 100?
That was 101 decibels. Okay, I didn't see where that one dropped, so we'll go up a row. Okay, so it looks like we're hitting about 2 mils down. But yeah, we hit another 101. Okay, I'll try that again. Yeah, so it looks like we're hitting about 2 mils down. And these are with those JSB 80s 50 grain. Still hitting that 101. And we'll do one more for good measure. Yep, so it looks like we're about 2.5 mils down, and to the left about 0.5 mil. Cool, yeah, it definitely looks like this thing does make a difference compared to my 3D printed one. But if you want to save yourself a buck, 3D printed is the way to go. All right, well, thank you very much for tuning in here, guys. I greatly appreciate it. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave with a short little message by Oliver Cromwell. Put your trust in God, my boys, but mind, keep your powder dry. Thanks for watching.